Respected IGP training K. Sevadaraman IPS, respected Assistant Director Administration Arif Muhammad Sir, respected Assistant Director Outdoor Solomon Sir. Today is the inaugural function of the 12 working days Arms and Parade Training of the Customs Department. If my memory is right, this is the third batch of the Customs Officers Training. Actually, I think this is an in-service training. So in this auspicious function, I welcome IGP Kerala Police Academy K. Sevadaraman IPS to the function. Assistant Director Administration Arif Sir, he is maintaining the. I welcome Arif Sir. Now Assistant Director Outdoor Solomon Sir, he is the outdoor in charge of Kerala Police Academy. I welcome Sir to the function. Your indoor classes will be handled by the indoor section. Representing the indoor section, DYSP Shashidharan Sir is there. I welcome Sir. And at the level of Assistant Commandant, we have here Ravindran Sir. He will be handling the outdoor charges, assisting AD Outdoor. I welcome Ravindra Sir also to the function. Now I welcome all the officers who have come to attend 12 days training here. I welcome you all. Now we have with us our Havaldar instructors from TT5. We are directly responsible for the outdoor practical training at the parade ground. I welcome all the instructors who are present here. Thank you.
Respected IGP training Sri Sevadaraman IPS, AD Outdoor Sri Solomon, DYSP Indoor Sri Shashidharan, my respected trainees from Central Excise and Customs, and the staff of my colleagues from KEPA. This is an auspicious occasion in which KEPA can cooperate with the Central Excise and Customs Department in giving training to some of the new entrants to that department. We take this as the prestigious opportunity to work hand in hand, because we know the world is now going through a situation where due to the war-torn Europe between Ukraine and Russia, the economic situation is worsened as never before. We know that nowadays the warfare is not limited to the frontiers only. Now a lot of other fields are aroused, from the narcotic insurgency or economic insurgency. The military is safeguarding our borders, but nowadays the internal security is becoming more important than the, not more, but as par with the external threats. The economic, our enemies around our nation are trying to destabilize our country's economy through economic warfare. They resorted to printing Indian currency abroad we have a lot of incidents before, and transporting large amounts of narcotics. We also have that incidents recently in ports in Gujarat. We have seized a lot of narcotics. So these are some areas where the local police work along with the Central Excise and Customs. You know, the armed struggle, armed insurgency is also increasing and most abundant in some of the states in India. In that scenario, the local police can do a much more. But regarding the arms transportation and smuggling, centralizers can also contribute a lot. So, in this occasion, to share the opportunities between these auspicious departments, we are planning to training you all in the outdoor as well as in indoor subjects. As the auspicious institution, Kerala Police Academy is ready to share all its amenities for your betterment. And we are always wish to share your experience. Some of you must have worked in the department for a long time. Some of you might have promoted from the lower ranks, isn't it? No, all are new entrants. Okay. So we are planning to train in the subjects IPC, narcotic, cyber, and all other areas. So I wish you all the success in the 12 days long training program. In this busy schedule, I am not wasting you much time, and our IGP sir is also very busy as in Monday, he is very busy in his duty schedules. So, as the presiding, I am welcome IG sir to inaugurate this auspicious occasion.
Congratulations to all of you for getting appointed as Inspectors of Customs, Preventive Officers and Examiners. So, now you have come to a place where you can learn the basics of team spirit and discipline. So these are the things which essentially needed for any services. And I must admit that when I was FRRO Cochin, I was in airport, so I could closely interact with customs officers. So I could see their work task and performance. It's a very tedious one. I was in immigration, we used to scrutinize the people. It's much more easier one. Whereas the customs people sitting there and continuously watching the packages, thousands of packages are going through, and I'm not sure that how it's in a split of a second you take a decision. So your ability to take a decision at a split of a second, whether the package is genuine or something forged one or smuggled one, anything contained inside drugs or gold or whatever the case. So it's a phenomenal decision making at a rapid speed, which I don't think most of others take that decision. And each decision is very important. And that important decision making needs extremely good physical fitness as well as mental alertness. I don't think anyone who sits there in that particular chair and watches the packages can last for more than half an hour. It will get tired, totally tired. But I have seen officers sitting throughout and taking decisions. So essentially, this particular module of 13 days is only to make you aware of how the police performs, as well as other uniform services like CSF also is there. You may be having a separate attachment with them, I hope. Is it? I think you are having any separate attachment with the CSF or some other? No. Okay, that means that you can also have a small acquaintance with what is the duties and responsibilities of CSF, which mostly mans the airport and seaport security. So basically they also deal with security aspect, but you deal with much more bigger things in Indian economy. So as a nation, now we are totally in a globalized world. As you know, import and export are the primary functions of any state, and our economy relies on the import and export, and you are the one who handles it. So the kind of trust the whole system has on you is something phenomenal. I think it's, if you take the budget, nearly around 10 to 15% of the total government revenue comes from customs tax alone from the union government. So it runs into thousands of crores. So your ability to perform decides how much amount of public revenue accrues to the central and state governments. That in turn has to be invested in education, health, infrastructure, etc. So indirectly you are very handling a huge economic task in that sense. And if you take the models, what is our responsibility? As I said earlier, as of now, any task is actually teamwork. It's a team spirit. Individual doesn't matter in any organization. So when you are doing a drill, basically you are trying to forge a close association with your own colleagues, your subordinates and senior officers, and you also learn the important concepts of self-discipline. You practice self-discipline. Because without self-discipline, you can't do anything. So, for example, somebody who is not a drug addict or who is alcoholic, who is not on time, punctuality is missing, then you will be a misfit in your organization, certainly. So, a customs officer is naturally has to be very punctual, very disciplined. He should also make split decisions. He should closely work with other support systems like CSF, Airport Authority, and then import exporters. Then the behavior towards the people who are like to be businessmen or common men who come to you. So these are all very important things, and I'm happy that you are here. And in fact, this Kerala Police Academy is a huge campus of more than 300 acres of land, and we have a huge flora and fauna inside the campus. You can see a lot of peacocks anywhere you can go around. Similarly, we have wild boars also, and lots of trees and etc. Then we have dams, and 5 or 6 lakes are also inside. Lot of infrastructure, but unfortunately because of the COVID, last 2 years we could not get adequate funds for road. So the road may not be all good, but this year we may lay all good roads throughout the campus. Apart from that, we have good infrastructure in terms of stadium is there, we have a big parade ground, then we have gymnasium is there, swimming pool is also available. Then we have a new indoor stadium is coming up, and we are planning to set up a boxing ring also. Then we have a good long range firing range is also there, so you can get all the practices. And as far as the drill and etc. is concerned, you must know that Kerala Police has devised a new modern riot drill, which is not found in any other state. For example, if you see the police forces throughout India, since most of them are from North India, you might have seen the police force, they keep the weapon on the left hand side. Am I right? But here we keep the weapons on the right hand side. You know what is the significance of that one? Eh? Now, if you say true, if you just see around throughout the world, anywhere, whether it's a Russian military or American or Chinese or even any police force throughout, they all keep their weapons on the right hand side, including our own national security guards, NSC, blackguards. Everybody keep the weapon on the right hand side, except the police force and central paramilitary forces who keep it on the left hand side. It's actually a historical tradition which is actually has to be discarded at the earliest. Because when this left hand side is primarily because it was during 17th century, end of the 17th century, it was introduced as a drill. Because earlier the basic weapon was only the sword. No bullet technology was not there. So bullet technology was sophisticated, came only in 19th century after the Crimea Warfare. Bullet as such came. So if you see the old photographs of Robert Clive, he always used to have a sword, not pistol. They may be having a pistol, but pistol is always on the sidelines. It's not even Tipu Sultan also in 1800s it was the case. Because basically they were using the sword as the main weapon, including even 1857 if you notice that most of them they actually were using only the sword. But basically the weapon was used only when you want to retreat, you just take the pistol and fire it from the left hand side. But always you have the sword on the right hand side. And this left hand side pistol you can use for only handgun. If you say handgun, you can use it for only once because of gunpowder, not a bullet technology was not. So that technology, and it was totally unscientific. The procedure, not only the way it is being kept, but also the procedure, safety procedure, etc., is also totally different. We are completely modernized our handgun weapon handling. So that also you can learn about that. Similarly, we also totally changed, transformed our riot drill. For example, most of them, if you go see how the police is handling the riots, they tend to beat the common people on the head, jab them, or cruelly, what I call it, they used to beat them up like anything. Especially it's very common in most of the states. Fortunately in Kerala we have introduced a new riot drill from the last, from 2020 onwards. So it's not fully trained. We could be able to train only around 2% of the police force, but it's just still going on. Even we also taught the old 1931 British colonial drill. As per this colonial drill, we are supposed to hit the people on the head and jab them inside their mouth, cut them on the throat. So that's a drill being followed throughout India, that colonial drill, and that also we have transformed. So you can also witness the new riot drill we have introduced, which is much more easy one, and it's actually derived mostly from the inputs from our own police constables, from the bottom-up devised riot drill. And it has got inputs from all over the world, from German police, South Korean police also. We have taken certain formation and tactics. Similarly, we have taken certain steps from the rapid action force also. So you can learn about that. And ultimately, what is essential is that, and drill is actually basically to just give you a coordination, give you a team spirit. Apart from that, there's nothing to do with that. So we'll have a very, I think will be enjoyed. Similarly, if you take you can also learn the culture of Kerala. When you are coming here, you may have a very strange feeling. It's very hot now. Certainly in Kerala, we find that the climate is not highly various. For example, the climate never goes, it mostly lies between 25 degrees and 35 degrees Celsius. 35-36 degrees Celsius. Sometimes it goes 42, especially in Thrissur, it's near to the Tamil Nadu border or Palakkad area. Apart from that, it's a temperate climate. And moreover, you find that it's one of the most thickly populated states in India. And if you go through Kerala, you will not find a single space vacant. From Kochi, if you start from Thrissur to Ernakulam, you will not find border. There is no borderless. Whether when the city of Thrissur ends, another city starts, another village starts, is very difficult to find out. Because we live in a scattered settlement pattern and we don't have a system of streets. Like in other states. For example, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, northern all states also. Most of the states, people live in streets. So here we don't live in streets. People live in a scattered settlement pattern where they have 10 or 15 cents of land, they set up a home. Then apart from that, then another guy sits there. So we find that throughout the place, people are living, and every place is actually well connected through roads. So that is one reason why Kerala is much more developed in terms of human development. If you say education or infant mortality rate, sex ratio, all these aspects, Kerala is number one primarily because we have a lot of resources and infrastructure facilities, which is much more easier because of water availability and because of what I call it, good rainfall. And similarly, the whole Kerala is actually lying around the Arabian coast, and we have been very open to all the world. For example, right from the Roman period onwards, the Kerala is considered to be one of the most important trading posts of Roman Empire. And this place is actually one of the area where we have that Roman trading post was there. And it was Kodungalur. I think the Arif was speaking, he was from Kodungalur area. Kodungalur was one of the once capital of Chara Empire, which actually traded with the Romans in terms of spices, black gold. So we have people who are coming from different cultures are there. In Kerala, it's a multi-ethnic, multi-religious society, which is not there in many states. For example, nearly 20% of the population is Christians, 28% are Muslims, and rest are Hindus, and all live together, and you will not find any communal violence here. Communal violence hardly happens here. Most of them are related to only political violence. Because whether it's irrespective of religion or caste, so-called, we have a tradition of Kerala, Malayali Eda. So basically linguistic unity is much more higher because more than 97% of the people speak Malayalam at home, which may not be there in other states, and because of so many hierarchical differences there. So similarly, that is also reflected in the culture. If you want to have any cuisine is always free. You can have any type of cuisine in Kerala. Non-vegetarian or Arabian or North Indian, you can have any variety. If you go to the hotel, you can get it. Especially Kochi is a place where you can have plenty of outlets where you can enjoy any cuisine. So it's always very receptive to the new ideas, new cultures, and you will be enjoying it, your career here. I hope you will have a good tenure, and thank you so much. If you have any doubt, please, you can feel free to ask. We will just help you.
First of all, I congratulate all of the trainees to be here, and recently the IGPC is open to your course. And today morning we already met with you and conducted some things. Actually, this is the time to telling that the police and the customs has to be worked together with the shoulder to shoulder, because police alone can't do anything without support of different or various agencies. You know, India all the global is facing the terror. The terror faces is not from in the internal matter only. If a terrorist group wants to develop and wants to do anything, they need funds. The funds will come from the abroad. The means of different ways they are using, the money from claims, the different ways, the like such as smugglings, the narcotics, liquid monies, and other things. And every terrorist group wants to unstable the economy of the country. So as a customs department, as you are all well aware of these things, some of the incidents happens through the airport, seaport, and all things. I don't want to stay naming any incident. Because one of my best friend, Samir Vangade, do you know about all things? Recent cases happened in the Bombay. He was with me at USA for an anti-terrorism training. when he was deputation with the NIA, now he already returned back from so-and-so and actually regional commission officer Bombay, now he returned somewhere else or posted somewhere else. The issues are all well aware of, you know. So I want to say that the customs department is the main role of stopping these activities. You can help the country, which means like that if you do your duty in that manner without any corruptional method, without any your motive, you can do helping the country from any terrorist group. If you scrutinize your duties, if you scrutinize in such a manner, anybody can do this such type of smuggling or activities. So when the cases reporting, first of all, whether in the local police, whether in the airports or seaports, so both of the agencies working together. So police forces and other agencies such as customs and CSF and other agencies of like state excise, central excise, so different various organizations working together with the police. This is a good time for you with cope up with us, and 12 weeks training we are organizing for you. Say very such a manner which you can able to do all the training syllabus, like the outdoor syllabus and the indoor syllabus, and we already accordingly prepared the syllabus which you can use in your future service. So first of all, I impressed with your uniform. I recollect the remembrance of Indian Navy's officers' uniform because my younger brother was an officer in the Naval Academy. So I congratulate all of you once again. This is this 12 days training, and all the very best. Thank you very much.
So in the morning period from 6:30 to 7:15 you have PT on daily, and then you have yoga also. Second period you have that TWOA is nothing but drill without arms. Drill without arms is TWOA. Okay. Most of them are not, you don't need drill with, here they give drill with the INSAS and AK-47 rifles. So you're not having that one. It's only a slight marching, salutation. Because any uniformed forces we have certain customs and courtesies. This is nothing but salutation, how you stand, how you walk, all this matters. Then the third period onwards, you have in the afternoon session from 3:30 to 4:15 you have also outdoor period where you will be taught with firearms, rifle, etc. Then you will also have actual range practice the second week. And then the evening by 5 o'clock, then you will have games. And if we have a huge thing auditorium, if you have want any cultural program or movie or something, that also you can show if you have time, if you want. Yeah. Then apart from this outdoor syllabus, we have indoor classes also. Indoor classes mostly related to Special Act, NDPS Act, then generally all substantial laws like Indian Penal Code, CRPC, and Evidence Act also is being taught. I think you might be very aware of these acts in your own curriculum. So in our primary task of police force is investigation. So we do a lot of investigation. Per year, at least 2 lakh cases are being investigated by police force. For example, now you come across a contraband in airport or seaport. So immediately the police will register a case, and it is the task of the police force to investigate it. Every gold smuggling case, you also investigate, also goes to the police. So primarily we are the one who actually present the evidence, lead the evidence before the court. So every police officer and investigation officer. So we are thorough with all these acts. So that will be a good thing. Similarly, for Evidence Act, we have got the services of a retired JFCM magistrate also. So they are the one who actually evaluate the evidence and provide the judgment. So they deliver the judgments. So we have the judgments, Evidence Act primarily because whatever said and done, the Evidence Act is the fundamental law. How to collect evidence, present before the court, how to get the culprit convicted. All this happens only through Evidence Act. So that's a very important act, and we have brought a good faculty for it. Hopefully, here in the language, official language is Malayalam. So most of our staff speak only in Malayalam. But here for you, we have brought English, faculty who can speak in English. I think everybody is accustomed to with English. Yeah, indoor classes topics, for example, Indian Penal Code, Cyber Crime, NDPS, Abkari Act, then Penal Code, CRPC, Explosive Act, Arms Act, all these things are there. Apart from that, if you want any other module to be added, we can also do that. This is for generally from 10 o'clock to 11:30, then 11:45 to 1:15. Today, so every day the same class from 10 o'clock to 11:30. Then again after tea, 11:30 to 11:45, you will have class from 11:45 to 1:15. Then after that you can go for lunch. You have any doubt? Only one lady officer is there. SOMS is there, and our menu is actually mostly Kerala oriented menu. And if you have difficulty, for example, in afternoon we take generally throughout Kerala they tend to take fish with rice. The rice is not the ordinary rice you get in outside. It's like we call it kuttari. It's much more with starch. Mota rice one. That will not be easy to digest. Initially you won't like it, but once start taking it easy, it will be a practice. Because I am basically from border area. We used to take only white rice. So initially this rice was difficult for me, but I tend to take only that reddish color that rice, because it's fiber is there and more nutritious, and moreover if you take with non-vegetarian, especially with fish, it tastes good. So Kerala fish is very stable diet throughout. Almost every people, 97% of the people take fish in the afternoon. That's why we take. But morning we can integrate your menu.
Now just we are preparing.
Yeah.
According there, we like
Yeah, many may be non-vegetarian. How many are vegetarian?
most of them.
Yeah, so many are vegetarian. So you will have a difficult time in Kerala, because vegetarian is very hard to come by. We'll have
Respected IGP training, Sri Seduram sir. Respected AD training, Sri Arif sir, Sri Solomon sir, and all other higher officers and newly appointed inspectors of Central Custom. So, as our officers said, you are going to experience the facilities of our Kerala Police Academy in training. The nature of, our Kerala Police Academy is blessed with a wide variety of natural beauty, a lot of variety plants, animals. So you are going to experience with the training, the food and the accommodation. So it's my duty to deliver the vote of thanks It's given an immense pleasure to deliver a vote of thanks who gathered all dignitaries here. First, I would like to thank our chief guest, Sri Sridharam sir, IGP training, who inaugurated this function and share thoughts about your training and aspects. So I thank you, Sri Sridharam sir, for your great speech. Next, I would like to thank Sri Mohammad Arif sir, the AD training Indo, and he who delivered the presidential address and share his thoughts about your training. So thank you, sir, Sri Arif sir, for your. Next, I would like to thank Sri Solomon sir, the ADP's outdoor training here. He gave the experience and sharing his thoughts about the training and all. So I would like to thank Sri Solomon sir. Also, I would like to thank our officers, Sri DYSP Shasan sir, Assistant Command Sri Ravin sir, and all other staff of Kerala Police Academy for the esteemed presence of here. And finally, I would like to thank the 29 newly appointed inspectors of Central Custom who are going to experience the training facilities of Kerala Police Academy. So once again, I thank you all.